Okay, guys, a very good evening to all of you, and this is Yogendra from Fosk Technology in Jaipur. I hope everyone can hear me. So a lot of people now raising hands. Good. Uh, okay, so at the same time, I'm getting a couple of comments on the chat window. Sanjana saying, I'm eagerly waiting for today's class. And a lot of people saying good evening. Okay. Cool. So, Kangan, can you hear me now? You saying that voice is not clear. I think it should be clear now. Sangvi, Amen saying, sir, so excited. Okay. um, thank you, Sangvi. Arvind Divakar saying, sir, please bit louder. Okay, yeah, Arvind, thank you for your suggestion. Vikas saying, how are you, sir? I'm good, Vikas. Karthik Sethi saying last few days with sir. You can say like that, Karthik. And I hope everyone has enjoyed this program. And today we have a second last day, right? I hope everybody must be thinking that this was something useful to them. This added some, a value, right? Cool. So now a couple of people saying, sir, it was useful, it was great learning. Yeah. Abhishek saying, we'll miss you, sir. Okay. A couple of people saying that we could not solve yesterday's assignment. Don't worry. That's okay. If you're not able to solve it, we'll solve it in tomorrow's class, right? And Manoj saying, Manoj from Vijayawada is saying, sir, can you share the information regarding the May 5th session, data analytics? So he's saying that the session on the data analytics, can you please share more, details? We'll share, Manoj, uh, Jahanvi Gotti Mukkala. So sorry to pronounce your name in a wrong way, probably. Super session I've ever had, sir. Thank you. Okay. Ruhi has completed her MTech in 2016. Good. Gopinath is saying, sir, post your face. Okay. Okay, now I have a question that Nandita is saying that how we will get the certificates. Nandita, your certificates will come soon in your email inbox as a soft copy. You will get a PDF. Don't worry about that. And once we complete this program tomorrow, we'll start sending your certificates soon, right?
So it usually takes 3-4 days for the certificate generation, sir.
What's saying, sir?
It usually takes 3-4 days for the certificate generation. So by this end of this week, they'll get everybody will get the certificate, not tomorrow.
Okay. So now, guys, let's come to today's agenda, right? So a couple of people are saying that they are unable to submit the today's assignment. So please, guys, don't worry about that, right? Don't worry about that. We'll solve those assignments in tomorrow, and after that, once you understand, once you have a more clarity, you can submit them, right? Don't worry about that, right? Chandrakala saying that will the attendance and assignment affect the certificate? Guys, just sincerely attend the sessions and submit all of your assignments and then done, right? And the certificates will come to your email ID, right? Don't worry about that. So focus should be on the learning, right? And certificate can be generated. That's not a problem, right?
So there's a request that if you can just quickly revise yesterday's topics also. Sir, there's a request if you could revise yesterday's topic also.
I'll take that. Right.
Okay.
So Pramod saying that that was the best online class ever. Okay. Thank you, Pramod. Okay, guys. And now let's start that part. Guys, yesterday, right? Yesterday, we were talking about a couple of topics, right? And if you remember, first we started our discussion with the list comprehension, right? And uh, after understanding the list comprehensions, that was a kind of a shortcut way, right? That was a kind of a shortcut way to implement kind of a looping mechanism, but list comprehension is much faster than the loop itself, right? And then we talked about couple of inbuilt functions: map, filter, reduce, and then we also understood how you can write a lambda function, right? How you can start a lambda function, right? And and then we had a very a short discussion around tuple as well, right? And guys, can you see can you see my screen? Is it there was a comment coming from Sekhar saying, "Nice session, sir, but the assignments are a bit more deeper than the things we learn in the session." So assignments are always to make you more skilled, right? Whenever you do an assignment, assignments should help you to learn more, right? Assignments should be designed in such a way, and that's why the design, at first we always try to design the assignments in a way that you guys also need to put efforts, and that's why your learning becomes doubled, right? So rather than just learning in the session, if you do solve those assignments as well, obviously they are going to help you out in a very very positive way, right? And obviously, as the Chandrakala is saying, that actually assignment is playing a wonderful role in this session. Yes, assignments are the the kind of a key element of this course. If you do them sincerely, your learnings would be manifold, right? So that's the case, guys. Uh, I'll take. We'll discuss the solution for each assignment in tomorrow's class, guys. Right? We will discuss the solutions for each given assignment in tomorrow's class. So don't worry about that. Right? So now I'm coming to coming to the agenda first for today, right? Uh, Mini projects would also be given to you by tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll discuss that. And tomorrow's class, again, there is a very important announcement, guys. In tomorrow's class, I will discuss couple of terms which are not related to Python, but related to data science and machine learning. I will talk about what is data analytics. I will talk about what is machine learning. I'll talk about what is AI, and I'll talk about what is deep learning. So I'll define couple of terms for you and probably give you some of the examples where AI or deep learning or ML or data analytics is being used. So please do not miss the tomorrow session as well, right? It is going to be very, very interesting tomorrow, right? And that would be our last session for this series. Uh, Now, guys, today we have a couple of topics to discuss. First of all, we will discuss around set. What is set? We will understand. So this is one more, data structure in Python. So far, we have seen two data structures, right? We have seen a list and a lot of operations around list. We have seen tuple, a little discussion around that. Lists are, you know, mutable. They can be changed. That's why we had a lot of operations around lists. But tuples are read-only. They cannot be changed once initialized. So we do not have much operations around them, right? Tuples are read-only. Once initialized, they cannot be changed. But I'll take one more example today around tuples. So don't worry if you are not getting, you know, much clarity around tuple. We'll talk about more today, right? And one more data structure we are going to discuss is set. One more data structure which is again very important and typically different from C or C++ kind of, you know, stuff. We have dictionary today, a very, you know, important uh, data structure today. And then a quick introduction to file handling. So most of the time I would be focused on set and dictionary, and in the end I would take a quick introduction around file handling, why it is used and how we can, you know, use it, file handling, right? And a little a bit of discussion around tuple as well. So these are the 4 action items today, guys, and let's see. Let's start the session. So everyone ready now? Should we start now, guys? Okay, people waiting to start. You know, thank you. My screen got completely filled with your notifications and raising hands. Okay, guys, let's, you know. So as usual, I have a new file today, which is day5.py, right? So the code you will get would be in the day5.py, right? Uh, Guys, now listen what I say to you. Uh, we have seen a couple of methods or functions so far in, you know, Python. So let's say, for example, I have a list. You know, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is, you know, a typical list we always take in an example. If you want to, let's say, add the numbers, you know, or add the numbers or add the items in the list one, you can directly call a function, you know, a sum, that will give you the summation of all numbers, right? Or maybe if you call directly a number max, so that will give you the maximum number out of that set, right? Or maybe you want to know what is the minimum number in the given list, right? So again, you can get this thing. So a lot of, you know, inbuilt methods are available in the Python, right? I can talk about you know, for example, there is a method I'm talking about now. Please focus. There is a method called what's that method? The method name is div mode. Method name is div mode. Guys, listen what I'm explaining you now. Please all be focused. The div mode function takes 2 parameters. One parameter is a number. Let's say I keep it 23, and another parameter is again an integer value. So it takes 2 parameters. I have specified the first parameter as 23 and the second parameter as, you know, 5. Now let's see what is the output of this function. See, guys. Guys, can you see what is the output of this function? It is giving me 2 values. And can you see these 2 values are actually in a tuple, right? So function is just returning a single object, that is tuple, but in that tuple we are getting 2 values, 4, 3. If you see what is actually 4, 3, basically 23 is divided by this number 5. And when you divide 23 by 5, what is quotient? That comes here, right? And what is remainder? It comes here. So 4 is the quotient here and 3 is the remainder here. It happens when you divide 23 by 5. And now you can actually see this 4 and 3, they are within a tuple, right? How to know that this function returns a tuple? How to know that this function returns a tuple? For that, what we can do, we can just use this method here, and I call the function type, which is used to get the type, right? In this case, this type method is basically used to find out that what is the return type of this function. What is the return type of this function? And if I run this statement at line number 9, see the response in the console, and you can see the output is tuple. That means when you call this function, you will always get the response in form of a tuple. And that's why we got 4, 3 here, right? And now let's do one thing. I take this code again here. I take this code again here. Let's reduce the font size a little bit. And now at the line number 11, what I can say, I just say x comma y is equal to div mode. Right, guys? X comma y is equal to div mode 23 comma 5. And now if I run this line, run this statement, see what we get in x. In x we get 4. And what we get in y? We get 3 in y. Did you guys understand that actually these two values, 4, 3, that were returned in a tuple by div mode function, when they were assigned to x, y, actually 4 goes to x and 3 goes to y, right? This kind of mechanism is known as unpacking of the tuple. What we call it as? Unpacking of the tuple. Let's take one more example. I take a tuple, right? And within that tuple, I take 3 values, 10, 20, and 30. See this, guys, right? And now I take 3 variables, x, y, z, and equal to my tuple t1. Guys, can you let me know what will go into x, what will go into y, and what will go into z? What would be the values of x, y, and z in this case? What do you say? So someone saying x is equal to 10, okay, y is equal to 20, and z is equal to 30, right? So let's run it and see how the values are coming for x and y. So here we get the value of x, see the console, value of the y, see the console, and z, 30, value of the console. So basically what happened here, happened that this T1 is a tuple and it has 3 values pegged in a tuple, right? And these 3 values, right, are 20, 10, 20, and 30. So when you assign, when you assign T1 to X, Y, Z on the left hand side, basically what happens, individual values are assigned, right? So 10 is assigned to X, 20 is assigned to Y, and 30 is assigned to Z. This kind of mechanism is known as unpacking, right? Because in tuple, these 3 values are pegged, but when we do assignment in such a way, these values are unpegged, right? They come out of the tuple and individual values like 10, 20, 30 are assigned to variable X, Y, Z respectively, right? So that is called as unpacking, Okay, now what happened if I do something like that? What happened if X, Y is equal to T1? I only make this statement, X, Y is equal to T1. What happens? Let's run this piece of code. And now you can see we get an error here. What is the error? Too many values to unpack. Too many values to unpack. That means T1 has more values than X and Y. That means X and Y are not enough to hold the values in the T1, because T1 has 3 values and you are only using X and Y here, and that's why we get the error, right? Okay, what happens if I do something like that? X comma Y comma Z is equal to, now I take a tuple directly here, and now let's say I say 2 comma 3, right? 2 comma 3. In this case, you can see tuple has only 2 values, 2 and 3, but on the left hand side we are using 3 variables. Again, we get error, and now it is saying that not enough values to unpack. That means your tuple has not enough values, because you need 3 values as per the left hand side, but your tuple only has 2 values. That's why the values are not enough, and this will not happen. So I have showed you that whenever you use separate variables on the left hand side, you will have to make sure that your tuple also gets the right number of values there. Then only that happens. Generally, what is the purpose of unpacking? Basically, whenever any inbuilt function, right? Whenever any inbuilt function wants to return more than one value, right? Wants to return more than one value, in that case, they create a tuple of set of values and return that tuple, right? Because as for definition, function can always return a single item. It cannot return multiple items. But if you want to return multiple values, what you can do, you can pack multiple values in a tuple and return that tuple, right? So that's how you do it, right? Now, maybe you can typecast sometimes, like let's say you have a list here, so we took a list here. Here you can see, guys, list 1, right? And there you see, right? Can I typecast this list 1 into a set? Can I typecast into a tuple? Can I typecast this list 1 into a tuple? Is it possible? Let's try to do that. So what we can do, we use a keyword tuple to typecast our list 1. That's our list 1, right? And store the result in a variable tt. So here you can see, and now you can see the type is tuple. So you can typecast. Even you can typecast a tuple back to a list as well, right? So that's not an issue for you, that you can do. So tuples has couple of uses. What is the use? Couple of things are there. One thing, if you want set of values which should be read only, you can create a tuple, right? Maybe while defining a function or using a function, if you want to return multiple values, you can make use of tuples, right? You can unpack tuples that I have I've gone through, right? And if you run through a for loop, right? Can we go run a for loop on the tuple? Yes, we can. So let's say I say for each item in TT, right? Print item, right? So here you can see that I can print it as well, right? Is it possible to unpack a list? Can we do that? So can we try like that? X comma Y is equal to a list 1 comma 2. Can it be possible? We can try. If we don't know, that's okay. But still we can try that if it works or not. So now X comma Y is equal to 1 comma 2, and try to see that and see what is into X and what is into Y. So that is possible with the list as well. But most of the time, right, when we talk about unpacking, we mostly talk about tuples. But it is also possible in case of list that you can see here, right? So that's around our tuples. Now guys, I'm coming to a new data structure. So we have so far discussed two data structures, right? One data structure was list, if you can remember, right? And how to initialize a list that you can see, we use a square bracket. Then we talked about, tuple, how to initialize a tuple that you can understand here, right? Oh, that was there, right? And now I'm going to take a one more data structure that is called as set. What called? Set. Set is a data structure which always holds a unique value. It cannot have repetitive values. There cannot be a repetition of values in the list in a set. I'm just repeating again, right? Set cannot have repetitive values. You can always have unique values in the set. So what I can write, they always, always hold, oh, sorry. So unique values, right? They always hold unique values. So how to define a set? So set is defined in such a way, let's say I want to define a set with the name S1. I take the S1 is equal to curly braces 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you define a set. How to find out what is the type for S1? On the console, I write type and then find out what it is. Right? Let's say I define a set like this. S1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Is it possible, can I define a set like this saying we have a statement that set will always hold a unique value. Now this time you can see, guys, 2 is repeated twice, right? I can see 2 here, I can see 2 here. But what will the Python raise error on that case? Let's see, I'm just going to run it. This got run successfully, there was no error. But now let's print the S1 again. Print the S1, so how to print the S1? And now if you see what is into the output, you can see in the output, 2 is only once there. It is not repeated. That means in the line, although you have specified 2, 2 times, but while, defining it, Python took only once, took it for one time only. And that's why in the final output, you can see just unique values are there, right? With this, a question comes sometimes in an interview, sometimes a question may be there like this, that I have a list, guys. I have a list and it has couple of values like 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1, some kind of that. Now you have a question. And the question is like, find out the unique values in the list 1. That's the question for you guys. How you will do it? Can you answer that? Find out the unique values in list 1. How I can do that? Can someone answer that question? So if you see from the above discussion, it is very clear that if we typecast this list 1 into a set, our problem would be solved. Why? Right? Why? Because if I typecast my list 1 into a set, in that case, the output will only have the unique values, right? Will have the unique values, and there you can see, but the output is set. Output is set. So what I can do, I can take S2 is equal to this one, and again what I can do, I can typecast S2 back to list, because S2 is basically a set. but I want output in form of a list. So if I can convert that again into a list, then now you can see the output is list, but this time we only have the unique values. This time we only have the unique values, right? Basically, if you see, right? Basically, if you see, set theory you have, read in your mathematics class somewhere, maybe in engineering mathematics, or maybe in your, uh, uh, high school mathematics. Guys, have you ever gone about set theory? Right? We have the set theory, right? And there, if you can understand that there we had a intersection, we had a union operation, we had a difference there, right? Couple of things were there. I will take those examples now, and now let's understand one more thing, right? Let's understand one more thing. That I take a set 1 with the name S1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Guys, see this, right? Can I run a for loop on set? Can I run a for loop? So let's try to run that for each item in S1, right? Print item. That's how you write a simple for loop, and let's run it. We were able to do that, right? So that means we can obviously run a for loop, but can I use an index mechanism? So again, let's see, can we use index mechanism? So how to use index mechanism? First, you have to have the name. So I have a name S1, an index. How to specify the index? I can specify the index in that way. And now see, is it possible? Now you get the point. Set object is not subscriptable. That means you cannot run indexing on set, right? Set are basically unordered, right? And that's why while printing you may have a different order what you have given during the definition, right? You may have a different order while printing, right? So that's the point here. So guys, one takeaway for you while dealing with the set is, the one point is the set always holds a unique value. That's the first point for you. What is the second point? The second point is that you cannot apply the index mechanism, right? And now I take a couple of operations around set. I'm going to discuss a couple of 3-4 operations around the set. So let's say I have a set 1, 2, 3, and then I have another set which is 3, 4, and 5. So now, guys, you can see I have a S1 and S2, right? Now I run a method. That method would be, you tell me what exactly we are doing in that method. S1 dot union with S2. So what exactly we are doing? S1 dot union and S2. So basically we are saying that S1 and S2 should have a union, right? And what is the output? Let's see. What is the output, guys? Can you see? What is the output? What is happening here? Basically, we are joining the items from S1 and S2 and keeping the definition that item will always be unique, right? Item would always be unique, right? So union means joining S1 and S2 and keep the unique values only, right? What happens if I call a one more function, guys? Now I have a one more function, S1 dot intersection, right? S1 dot intersection with which one? S2. So now let's see what is the output in that case. Output in this case is 3. So what is the meaning of intersection? Common only. You know, only those items are in the output which are common. That means they are in S1 as well as in S2, and that's why we get the intersection. Now let's come to a third, method, which is S1 dot difference. Difference with what? S2, right? So what is the output? Now see guys, tell me what is saying. What is the result we are getting? So basically it says, what is the meaning of this statement? That print only those values which are in S1 but not in S2. Guys, listen me what I'm saying. Print the set of values which are in S1 but not in S2. And that's why we get the answer 1 and 2. Why not 3? Because 3 is in S2. Why not 4 and 5? Because 4 and 5 are in S2 but not in S1. But we are looking for difference what? S1 dot difference with S2. So we will get the values which are in S1, right, but not in S2. Will the answer be different if I write something like that? Will the answer would be different if I say S2 dot difference? What is the meaning here? Print those values which are in S2 but not in S1, right? And that's why this statement at line number 70 is different from this statement from line number 72, right? Now, what is the real use of set? What is the real use of set, right? There can be, a quick, workaround for some of problems. Couple of problems we can have a workaround, right? And what can be that workaround? If you see, let's say we have a set which has kind of let's say I take yesterday, guys. Okay, before moving to the next discussion, yesterday, guys, I told you that list is a heterogeneous. That means you can have items from the different data types, right? Can the list be like can the set like that? S1 is equal to, can I do something like that? 1, comma, and the RAM, let's say. Is it possible? Yes, that's possible. That means set is heterogeneous, right? That can be there. Now, guys, see. Let's say you are a teacher of a class, right? Let's say you are a teacher of a class. In yesterday's class, you had couple of guys. So in yesterday's class, right? So you had, a couple of students. Let's say Ram was there, or let's say Shyam was there, right? And Sita was there, right? And Geeta was there, right? So couple of students were there in yesterday's class. That's here your attendance for yesterday. And in today's class you had, let's say Ram, you had Geeta, right? And you had Mohan as well this time. So that's the attendance for yesterday, and that's the attendance for today's class. Now, principal is asking you a couple of questions. Can you tell me name of those students who were present yesterday but not today? Can you give me the list of those students who were present yesterday but not today. What we can do in that? Can we do something around set? Yes, we can do. If we typecast A to set, right? If we typecast A to a set and get a difference with what? With this, B, and what I have done with the B, I have typecasted it to set actually, right? And can you see the guy's answer? So basically, Shyam and Sita are the two people or two students who were there yesterday but not today. Can I find out the list of those students who were present yesterday as well and today as well? Can I find that? The list of students or the name of the students who were in yesterday's class as well and in today's class. In this case, we want to know the common names. And to get the common names, what you have to do? You do an intersection, right? Right? So using intersection, you can get it. But if you want to know all the names who were present yesterday and today, all of the names, right? In that case, I can do a union. I can do a union. So, kind of a example I have taken for you. Now, let's quickly, go to our next topic, guys. And that topic would be a very interesting, right? Right? A very, interesting part here. Guys, I have, so intersection is common, right? But the difference is difference is A minus B, right? Difference is finding out the A minus B or S1 minus S2. Intersection is like finding the common items only, right? Now guys, all focus on something else I'm going to tell you. Now let's come out of, the discussion around set. Now let's move to something else. Let's move. Guys, please focus what I'm saying now. Let's say, guys, I want information. I want information something like that I want to store the name of a state and the name of its capital. What I want to do, guys, in my program, in my Python program, I want to store the name of the state and the corresponding capital. Name of the state and the corresponding capital, right? So let's say how we can do that. Exactly, and now I have to store two items. One item should be the name of the state and the other item should be name of the capital. If I want to do it using a list, how to do that? If I want to do it using a list, can I do that? Maybe I can apply this kind of mechanism which I'm going to show you here. I take two lists. So I take one list with the name states, and within that list, I specify the state name. So let's say I specify what states I should take. Let's say Tamil Nadu, right? One state. Another state, let's say I take Karnataka. What could be the other state? Let's say I take third state, Kerala, right? Let's say I take one more state, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and probably let's say Andhra, right? So guys, don't worry. It's just a the way to express something. I'm not political in any way, right? So I have a couple of names here. So I have taken the 4 state names, right? So that's there. So one list I have used to keep the name of states, right? And I take another list that will hold the capital cities. So capital, right? I will take that. And now I have to maintain a sequence because my first state name was Tamil Nadu in that states list. What I can do, I can keep its capital Chennai. After that, in this list, the capital of Karnataka, so Bangalore, right? That's here. And Kerala, what is the capital? Is it Trivandrum or what? Anyway, let me take Trivandrum. And what is Andhra's capital? Probably the new capital should be Amravati or what? So that's the capital, AP's capital, right? So it can be anything. So I don't know. Maybe a couple of people are saying the Vizag. So don't. So guys, I have taken two lists. Someone is also saying that it is through Vananthapuram or something else. Maybe okay. That's okay, guys. Don't take it too hard. It's just for learning purpose. So guys, I have taken state names, right? And I have taken the corresponding capital names, right? So maybe my GK is poor, but I have managed somehow. So states and capitals here, right? And there you can see we have the two lists. Now using this data, what I want to do, I want to find out the capital corresponding to state Kerala. What I'm looking for, I want to know the capital of Kerala. How I can do given these two information? How I can do? First of all, I have to identify that what is the index value at which the Kerala is there in the list states. Can I find out the index of Kerala? Yes, I can use a list name. The list name is states. And what is the method to find out the index? Index is there. And what I have to specify? The name of the state. In this case, I'm taking Kerala and see what is the index we have got. So this time we got the index 2. What we are going to do with this index 2? I can use this index and use this index in list capitals and mention this index there to get the corresponding capital name. Is it too much, guys? Is it a lot of management around list and managing the index and managing the order as well? Couple of things are there. Is it a very good idea? Is it a very optimal solution? Do you think like that? Yeah, so now people are getting, no, sir, this is not a very good idea, right? Now, at this point, now I introduce one more data structure, guys. Now I introduce one more data structure, and that data structure is called dictionary. How dictionary works, it works like that way that I define a dictionary with the name dict1, and the dictionary is defined this way. It's an empty dictionary. Within this empty dictionary, now what I'm going to do, let's understand that. I will take a pair. The first entry in this dictionary would be like this. The name of the state. So name of the state is Tamil Nadu. After the name, I take colon, and after the colon, I can specify the name of its capital. It's Chennai. That is my first entry into this dictionary, and this entry is called as key value pair. And the left hand side would be called as the key, and the right hand side is called as value. So the name of the state becomes key here, and its capital becomes the value here. I can specify one more key value pair. I have to insert comma. After that, I can take the another state and its corresponding capital. This time I take Karnataka, right? So Karnataka here. Now, and this becomes the key, and its capital becomes the value, that is Bangalore, right? So here we enter one more key value. So now my dictionary has two key value pairs. Third one is coming now. I take another, set, which is Kerala, that becomes the key and its capital becomes the value, right? So that's here, guys. And now final entry as a key value pair, which is actually Andhra. And now I take, Amravati, as the capital of Andhra. So these are the four key value pairs in my dictionary. This is one key value pair. This is the key. This is the value. Another key value pair. This is the key. This is the value. And that's how you declare a dictionary. That's how you define a dictionary. And if you want to know the type of this dictionary or the type, so see guys, here you get it, dict one. This is your dictionary. So dictionary will always have a key value pair. Dictionary will always have a key value pair, guys, right? And now how to find out the length of a dictionary? Again, we have a standard function len. I can specify the name of the dictionary, that is dict one here. And now you can see the length coming out to be 4. That is the length 4, right? So that means it has 4 key value pair. Now a couple of things around dictionary, guys. Key is always unique. Keys are always unique, right? So keys are unique means you cannot have the same key twice or thrice. The key will always be unique, but the values can be duplicate, values can be repetitive, right? Now, coming to my question, using dictionary, can I find out what is the capital of Kerala? Yes, I can find out, and I don't need to find the index this time. What I can say, I have to write the name of the dictionary. In the square bracket, I have to just specify the key. And this time, what is the key? The name of my state. And I just run this statement. And there you can see I got the corresponding value, which is actually a capital, right? So this is the way how you can use a dictionary using key and get the corresponding value, right? This is how, this is how you can do here, right? Now guys, now let's say I want to add one more state now, guys, right? So guys, always you will have to specify the key, right? You cannot specify the value here. You cannot specify the value here, right? So that was user defined dictionary. Now guys, I want to add one more state here. So how I can add information, let's say about Telangana. So how to add information? By the name of my dictionary, right? I will take in the square bracket the name of my state, the new state this time I want to add is Telangana, right? And equal to the value. And what is the value? It's a capital. What is the capital, guys? Maybe Hyderabad, I think, right? So this is how you add a new entry. And how you are going to add a new entry? You take the key here and the value here, right? And this is how you add a dict one here, right? You added a dict one here. Someone, someone told me that, Kerala's capital is not Trivandrum. This is something, right? This is something else. So let me change the value. Can I change the value? How I can change the value? Currently, Kerala's capital, I have mentioned in my dictionary is Trivandrum, but I want to change it. So how to change it? I will have to, I have to use the name of dictionary, then use the corresponding key, which is Kerala, and equal to the new value. I will assign a new value here now. So far, Kerala giving me Trivandrum, but now I can assign a new value here. So let's say the new capital, which someone suggested me on the chat, was this. right? So now I take this, oh, I take this, just a minute. So couple of changes I have to make. So this is how you specify, the new capital here we have taken, right? So this time you see, guys, I have made a changes here, right? And if you print the dictionary, dict1, oh, I have to write the name. This time you can see I got all of the change, right? So this is, the way you can, and always remember, guys, you cannot access a dictionary using values. So can I write something like that, dict1, and then I specify something like Chennai? Can I do that? Let's run it. No. What is the error coming? It says key error. That means there is no key like Chennai. There is no key with the name Chennai because we only have state names as the key, right? How to find out, right? Can I delete an entry from the key dictionary? Can I delete an entry? Yes, I can do that. DEL is the method, which is a universal method basically. And now I dict1, I want to delete an entry for some state, let's say. I want to delete, let's say, for Telangana, which was added later. So what I can say, I have to use DEL method. I have to use the name of my dictionary, and then I have to specify the corresponding key, right? And that will remove the value as well. That will remove the value as well. So when I print the dict1, you will see there is no entry corresponding to Telangana and Hyderabad, right? That way, right? So that way you can remove the key. You cannot edit a key. You cannot change the key in dictionary, right? And yes, guys, in the value, you can have more than one entry. You can have more than one value, right? How you can do that? So let's say I just quickly write a new dictionary, right? Quickly write a new dictionary for you. For example, there is a student with the name Tom. What is the name of the student? Tom. Okay. So we take a new dictionary, dict2. In that dictionary, I'm going to specify marks for Tom. So I will make, let's say Tom as his name. So I will make Tom as a key. And I want to show his marks. And let's say he has given 3 exams in certain, 3 exams in a certain subject. So how I can specify his marks? So let's say I use a list in the value. I can say that in the first midterm he got 8 marks, in the second midterm he got the 5 marks, right? And in the third one he got, let's say, 10 on 10. So this is how, he gets a. And now, guys, you can see this is, so you can say this is how he got that. So now you guys can you see, guys, we were able to get multiple values as well. So this is how you can get a dictionary. Can I only get the keys in the dictionary? Can I only get the dictionaries keys in the? Yes, I can get dict1.keys will give me only the keys in the dictionary. So here you can see, guys, in the output, I got Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, and Andhra, right? That's here. In the dict1, I can also find out only values. How to do that? Dict1.values, right? So that's how you get the values. Can I get both keys and values together? Yes, I can get it. Dict1.items. So it will give me the set of key value pairs as well. So here you can see, guys, I get a set of key values. If you see, guys, this is actually a list, bigger list, and every item in the list is a tuple. And what is in the tuple? In the tuple, the first entry is the estate name and the second entry is capital name. So guys, it's a very, if you see, it's a very interesting information coming up. This is a list as a final outer list, but within the list we have the separate items, and every item is actually a tuple that you can see through a syntax. Parenthesis is used there, right? So this is how you can, so that's how you can do that, right? So guys, as we can modify the list, we can also modify the dictionary, right? As we modify a list, we can modify a dictionary as well. Now listen to me, guys. Dictionary is a very important data structure in Python. You will only get a hold of it only if you practice around that. There is no substitute. There is no shortcut to it. I've explained to you the basics around dictionary, but please make sure that you put a good practice around dictionary, because this is something new, a key value pair kind of a combination, and a lot of things happen around a dictionary in problem solving, right? That's it. Now, guys, I have an announcement for you, right? I have an announcement for you guys, right? What is the announcement? That we have a new program coming up. That new program is on data analytics, right? And this program is going to start from 4th May, right? This program is going to start from 4th May. I'm just sharing the details with you, right? In the chat window, right? You can go there, right? So the name of this is actually, if I let you know, I'll take a couple of minutes just to explain around that. The name is Practical Data Analytics. In this Prime series, the name is called Prime Season, right? This is the 3rd season we are going to do, right? It would be a 5 days long program. On the day, so in this data analytics, we are going to cover very important libraries in Python which are heavily used in data analytics. Very much demand in the industry. We are going to use matplotlib, a library in Python, numpy, a library in Python, pandas, a very important library, right? Pandas for data analytics. And on the 5th day, we would do a live project implementation or a live project development, right? Details are available on this link, which is shared with you guys. If you are interested, definitely you can go there and you can try, right? So again, that's a quick kind of information for you guys. That's how we are going to, these prime series are very popular among students, and we have done, 2 seasons in the recent past, and this is the 3rd season coming up. Right. I'll talk about data analytics, right? I'll talk about data analytics, machine learning, right? Tomorrow. I will take that session while I'll talk about data analytics, machine learning, right? Or deep learning and artificial intelligence in the next session, guys, right? Okay. Now, what is the left for today, guys? What is left? I told you that I'm going to discuss file handling with you, right? I gave you the agenda for today. I take file handling after the break. I will take the file handling after the break, and we will continue with our discussions around today, right? So guys, how was it? Dictionaries and set, were they interesting to use? A lot of people saying yes, sir, it was good. Yeah. It was awesome, very good. Interesting. Yes, there was this. Okay, easy and simple. There was this. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, guys. So that is guys, you have to practice. The practice will make you, perfect. That is only the thing, right? Watching the YouTube videos, just listening to me, it is not going to help you. You will have to practice a lot, right? Yeah. Okay. I can understand Shiva. So, guys, I'm going for a 5 minute break, and uh, I'll come back. I have to take a break because that is very important for me. Otherwise, I will miss the drinking water for me. That's why I have to take a break every day for 5 minutes, right? So, guys, in the meantime, Sylvester sir will explain you the assignments for today. So I'll be back,
So
guys.
open the spider and the assignment,
Assignments
sir.
for today, we have a class assignments.py, right? And here we have is it day 5
Yeah,
today?
day 5. Day 5.
Okay. So guys, here you have the assignment on your screen. And Sylvester is going to explain what you have to do. Again, a very important, very challenging assignment, right? Uh, and guys, one more announcement coming. For the Prime series that is starting from 4th May, the videos will not be available on the YouTube. The videos would be separately shared with you in a private link. They would not be available on the YouTube. They would be shared with you in a private link, and you can download them for your later access. That's the announcement, right? So Sylvester sir, over to you, and I'm coming back in uh, 5 minutes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. The bad guys again. Back, huh? How was the yesterday's assignment? I know the yesterday's assignment were very tough. Yes, Kaushik, it was tough. Okay. But it was very challenging to you people, and it really challenged you people that to think beyond your limitations. I mentioned yesterday also that first you need to solve the problem using a simple for loop. And I can visualize that you people would have done that. Solve the problem using a simple for loop. So, Avinash, is it okay now? The voice is clear now? But the challenge part was how to convert a for loop into a map and a lambda. And I wanted everybody to learn this mechanism, that how they can convert a for loop solution into a map and the lambda. Okay. Tomorrow, Yogendra sir will teach you and explain you each and every solution. So I'm not discussing a solution, but I have uploaded the solutions on the Google Drive. So you people can go there, download the solution, you know, and then compare with your solution and try to see where you were going wrong. This analysis is very important for today, because once you analyze that what wrong you are doing, when we explain you the solution, the optimized solution, you will come to know how to use Python techniques in solving problem. Okay. So now let's focus on today's assignment. Udesh Rajshekhar is saying, sir, it took 2 hours for me to convert that loop into a lambda and map. Yes, Uday, I knew it would take a lot of time, but that's your learning part, Uday. Yeah, that's the way you learn. So today's assignment is assignment number 9. It's known as supermarket. The file what you need to create is supermarket.py file. Okay, just imagine that you are a manager of a supermarket and you are sitting on the billing counter where people are coming to check out. So you know that in a supermarket, you go to the supermarket, you take your things onto your cart, okay, and when you're done with your things, you go to the billing counter, and on the billing counter you have someone who is creating a bill for you. So I want you people to create the same software for me in Python. Okay, so let's imagine that when you reach the counter, you show your items what you have bought, and the billing person enters the name of the items. Okay, if you can see on line number 227, the first item what you have bought is banana fries. And how many banana fries? It's 12 banana fries. That means you have taken 12 banana fries and then given an enter. So your software is doing what? It is taking that input. Okay, they have taken input as banana fries 12. Then second input is potato chips 30. That means you have taken 30 packets of potato chips. The third is apple juice. You have taken 10. Then you have taken candy 5. Then you have again taken an apple juice of 10 quantity. Then candy 5. Then candy 5. Then candy 5. And then potato chips 30. And in the last, if you can see on line number 236, you have given a blank enter. The moment you give blank enter, what you need to do as an output is, if you can see on line number 238, you need to print what is the total number of banana fries in your bill. So if you can see, banana fries is what? 12. But if you see potato chips, twice you took potato chips, in 228 also and 235. So total is what? 60. The third is apple juice. If you can count the apple juice, it's 20. And if you can count the candy, they are 4 times 5, 5, 5, 5. So candy output is what? 20. This is the output what you need to give. Okay. So what you need to give output is, to me, is you need to print the unique item and the total count in your bill. Hope the assignment is clear to everybody now. Okay, to solve such kind of problems, I'll try to give you an approach also. This problem needs to be solved using dictionary. Kirthana, not using sets. This problem needs to be solved using dictionary. How? Whenever user item enters some items, let's imagine on 227, okay, on 227, let's imagine the user has entered banana fries 12. So what you need to do is, you need to first split the input into two parts. The name of the item should be different in the different variable, and you need to keep the quantity into a different variable. Hemant, there's a mistake. It's not net price, it's a net quantity. Okay. Then once you have taken all this input, you try to store this item into your dictionary. So let's imagine on line 227, banana fries becomes your key and 12 becomes your value. Now the next item comes potato chips. You do the same thing, you split the string differently and you keep the quantity different. And now what you do, you put the banana chips again into the dictionary and set the value to 30. There's a small mistake in line number 224. It's not a net price, it's a net quantity. Yeah. You do not need to take input into the dictionary. You need to take input directly and then store that input into a dictionary. Let's imagine you are taking candy 5. When you take candy 5 the first time, you store the candy into your dictionary and 5 as the value. Next time when the candy comes in line number 232, when you try to go and save into the dictionary, you already know that candy is already present. So what you need to do, you need to add 5 in the older value. This is the way you need to increase the value of an item which is already present in your dictionary. Is this assignment clear? This assignment is also typical one. It's not easy. Okay, you need to use the technique of a dictionary to solve this problem. When Yogendra sir comes, I'll tell him to run the solution for it so that you can have a visualization how we require the program to run. Rajat K is asking, should we get input from the user? Yes, Rajat, we need to take input from the user. Okay, and there'll be multiple inputs. When he enters blank, that is the moment you need to terminate your loop. I'm just trying to give you help, Rajat K. Yeah. So you need to take multiple inputs from the user, and when the user gives a blank entry, okay, you need to close your loop. Is this clear now? Is the assignment clear? Can you give me an indication on the chat whether people have understood the assignment? So majority of the people have understood. Those people who have not understood, I'll request them to watch the video again, okay, and try to concentrate what has been explained to you people. If you have any specific questions regarding the assignment now, you can ask. The output will, Shantanu, see the output on line number 238. Banana fries was once only, it is printing as 1 only. But just see the potatoes on line number 239. The quantity is 60. Why? Because on line number 228 and line number 235, 30 quantities were there. Okay, so that's why we need to add the quantities. Is this clear, Shantanu? Because sir has explained you how to create a new entry into the dictionary today. You need to use the same technique. Saundarya is asking, the input should be taken as a list. No, the input should be taken as a simple string, and then you need to store in the dictionary. Is it okay, Saundarya? We should print the items available in the supermarket in the initial time. No. In the last, when the loop is terminated, then only you need to print. Yes, Shreya, Aya, you need to take input from the user. Sancheti Ramteke is asking, we need to add values by changing. Yes, you need to do that. Keys and values, you need to do that, Sancheti. Shreya, you need to take input from the user. Set cannot be used by Ju. This problem needs to be solved using a dictionary. This problem cannot be solved using a set. Yes, Vikash, you need to take input from the user. So are you back, sir?
Yeah, I'm back.
So can you run the solution for this and show the people?
So again?
Can you run the solution?
Okay, let me. So,
It's supermarket.py file.
This one.
Just run the program, sir.
So guys, I'm just going to run this, right? And there you can see that we have to input, in this way. We have to input in this way, right? And the output should be in this way, right? So we have to input in this way, one item at a time and the corresponding cost, one item at a time and the corresponding cost, right? And then finally you have to put the answer in this way. If you see banana fries, there is only one entry corresponding to banana fries, that is 12. So only final answer also gets banana fries 12. But if you see candy, we have couple of entries for candy. So candy 5 there, candy 5 there, candy 5 there, and candy 5 there. So candy is actually 4 times. So in the final output, the candy as a entry is just one, but the entry you can see it is 20. Why it is 20? 5 plus 5 plus 5 and plus 5. So 5 4 times, and that's why we get the answer 20. And the same way with the apple juice as well. Apple juice 10 is here, apple juice 10 is there, and that's why the final answer apple juice is 20, right? Let me run it and then I will give you a sort of a hint that how things are happening using a dictionary. So let me run this code first. So it is saying enter item with price. So what is our first item? Banana fries. So I enter it, banana fries, I copy it from there and I say banana fries 12. Enter item with price. I again enter potato chips 30. So that's my second item I have to enter. Then asking again, so I have a third item, apple juice 10, right? So it's there, apple juice 10. Then we have candy 5, so I'll take the candy 5 as the next input. Then we have apple juice again, right? So apple juice again, so I'll take the apple juice again and enter it. And then I have a candy 5 again, so candy 5 again, candy 5 again, candy 5 again, and finally I have potato chips 30. So that's there. I'll take the potato chips 30 there. And now I'm done. So I will press the enter without putting anything, any information. And now you can see I got the output: banana fries 12, potato chips 60, and apple juice 20, and candy 20. Let me explain you guys what is happening. That I have showed you that how the program is working. Now how you have to make an entry. Let me show you how things are working. So just let me copy this stuff and put it there in the editor window. Just guys, very interesting part here coming up, and after that I'll take the file handling part. See this guys. These are the couple of entries we have to make into our system, into our code, right? For this purpose, what I do, I take a dictionary which is initially blank. So I take a dictionary which is initially blank. See this. Got it? Now I get this first entry as an input. What I will do, out of this first entry, I will take two information from this. Banana fries name will become the key, right? And this value 12 will become the value, right? So how I have to make an entry? Banana fries. So this is my entry here, guys. So I'll take banana fries as a key, and this becomes the 12. Got it? Now the second information is about potato chips, that is 30. So I will take this program as well and make one more key value. So now it becomes potato chips, becomes the key, and the corresponding value is 30. That becomes our value. So this becomes our value, guys. Now the third entry is apple juice. So apple juice becomes the key now. So one more entry coming up in dictionary, right? And this becomes the value, that is 10 here, right? Now the fourth entry is candy. So I'll take this as well. So I'll make the fourth key. here candy, right? And now here it is 5. And now something interesting coming up, right? Now you guys see that apple juice is coming again. So apple juice is already there in our dictionary. Can you see? This is already there. And what is the initial value? 10. When we get the apple juice again and the corresponding value is 10, what we have to do? We just have to this new value into our existing value. That means earlier this value is 10, now we have to add 10 more because this is 10, right? So this is done. Again we get the candy 5. So what? Candy is already there in our dictionary. So this time we will do that entry as a key is already there. We just have to increment the value. So we increment the value again. So we add 5 more. We have the candy again as an entry. So key is there. So I have to add, this as well. We have a candy again, so I have to add 5 again, right? And finally, I get the potato chips. The potato chips is already there as an entry. The 30 is there, and this 30 is again there, so I will have to add 30 here. So that means one thing is happening. If the key or the fruit name is not there, we will have to add a new key value pair. And if the fruit name already exists as a key, we just have to increment the value. These are the two concepts that will work in a dictionary. And this is how you finally create a dictionary. So 30 plus 30 becomes 60, 10 plus 10 becomes 20, and 5 plus 5 plus 5 again becomes 20. That's your final output of the program. Guys, did you get it? A little bit tricky, but I think I have explained you the elementary steps that you have to do. So you will have to use a loop. You will have to use the concept of dictionary here, right? Now, guys, I'm coming to this question is very good, right? This question will involve a couple of understandings around string handling, around split method, around join method, using while loop, using dictionaries, right? Getting the key value pair kind of a combination. So this code will require a couple of concepts that we have discussed so far in our program. Right, guys? Now, first I'll take a very quick introduction around file handling, and then again we come back to your questions. So shall I start the file handling, guys? Let me know, please. So everyone is ready. Cool. So first of all, we have to understand what is file handling. First of all, we have to understand what the file handling, file handling is, right? So, guys, file handling, is basically a way. File handling is actually a way that using a code, maybe that code can be in Python, that code can be in a C or any other programming language. Using some programming language, you read the data from file or write the data back to file. So basically, what is file handling? File handling basically can be reading the data from file or can be writing the data to file. These are the two ways. So these are the two operations that you generally do for reading or writing. That is file handling, right? Now, what exactly you have to do we'll go through, some practical for that. Let's say I have a file. There is some file with that. Let me check if I have a file there.
So there's a file words.txt at the bottom, sir.
See,
There's a file words.txt at the bottom.
I don't
There?
think so this file is there. Anyway.
You want me to put there?
No, I'll create that one. Okay, guys, let me do one thing. I'm going to create a new file. So I go to file, I create a new file, right? And I remove everything, whatever we have written there, right? I'll just increase the font. Let me write some fruit names there. So I'll write, let's say apple is there, mango is there, right? Banana is there. So, and then press the enter, and then grapes there, and let's say kiwi there. So a couple of fruit names there. Let me save this file. So I save this file now. So I go to file and save as, and in the save as I rename this file from untitled 0 to something else. So let me change this name. So this time let guys see, I'm going to change the .py extension. I'm going to create a text file with the extension .txt. So I just remove this and write fruits.txt. Right, guys? So this is the name of the file, right? This is the name of the file I have created. I just close it from there. So I close this, and there you can see there should be some file in the list, guys. Can you see? I have a fruits.txt. I double click on this. And now you can see the content of my file is there. Got it? So this file is in the same directory, right, where we are writing our code on daily basis, where we are making our files day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4, right? So this is the file we have. Now this is my task. So what is my task for now? Read the fruit names from file. Guys, this is my task. So my fruit names are where? They are stored in a file. What is the name of that file? Fruits.txt. What I have to do? You have to read the names from that file. Okay, for that, what I have to do, I'm just going to explain. First, you will have to open that file, or you have to make a connection with the file. So how to open a file? For that, you use a method open, right? Open, right? And open method actually asking couple of information from us. First information, open method wants what is the name of file that you want to open. I would say my file name is fruits.txt. So that's the file name I have. Then we have a comma. It is also asking for one more information. And what that information? Where you want to read or write the data. This time I want to read. So I will have to specify R. R is basically a way of denoting the mode, whether you want to read or write. So we have two modes. We can have two modes, whether you want to read the data or you want to write the data. In this way, currently we want to read the data, and that's why I have used R. If you want to write, you will have to use W. Anyway, currently I'm looking to read the data from which file? Fruits.txt. In which mode? In read mode. Once I open this file, I'm going to store the reference of this file in a variable name fp is equal to this. So this is how I have opened the file. But guys, mind it, this doesn't mean that you have read the data from that file. No, you have just make a connection with the file, right? Now you have to read the data. How you can read the data? There are a couple of methods in Python. The first method I'm going to show you is, there is a method called read. What is the method, guys? Read method. So see what is the output in that case. So I'm just going to show you. So please focus on the console, what we get the output here. So guys, see the console now. And here you see I print. Can you guys see? Is it the same content what we have written in our file fruits.txt? So if you can make a correlation, that means what we have done, we have first opened the file. While opening the file, just mention the name of the file and the mode, and after that you can call a method read that will read the entire content of the file. That will read the entire content of the file. Once you have read the content from the file, you have to close the connection. So how to close that? fp dot close, right? And this is close. Once you close the file, you cannot read the data from it. So you have closed it, and now I call it fp.read. What happens? See this, guys. We got the error. What is the error? IO operation in closed file. That means you cannot do a read or write if your file is closed. First, you have to open the file. That's how you do it. So one method I have discussed with you guys is read method. Let me tell you one more method. That method would be, so I just changed the method name here. Currently the method name is read. I will change this method to read line. What is the name of method this time? Read line. What is the difference? Let's understand. Read method reads the content in one go. One go means it reads everything in one go. It will read everything in one time. But read line method reads one line at a time. One line at a time. Now let's try to run it. So I open the connection. I call read line. See this, guys? This time what you see? Do you see all the fruit names, or do you see just one fruit name apple? Just one fruit name apple. Right? Because read line is actually reading one line at a time. If you want to read the next line, you again have to call the read line method. So this is how again read. So this time it will read the next fruit name. So now it is mango. And if you want to read the next line again, so again you have to call the read line, and this time you get the banana. And finally, if you want to close the file, you close the file. And that's how you do it. So I have told you two methods to read the data. It is on you how you want to read. You want to read everything, or you just want to read the one line at a time, right? Now, I have one more method to tell you to read the content. What could be that method? So let me copy this piece of code. This piece of code is there. And now I change the method name. So I've already told you read method. I've already told you read line method. This time I tell you read lines. What is the method name, guys? Read lines. And now see what is the output in this case, read lines. This time you see the read lines. What is the read line? Can you see, guys? The output is in form of a list that you can see. You can see the green, selection of the square brackets. In the square bracket, what you see? You see first line written as the first item. So apple followed by a slash n. Slash n. Why the slash n? Because here you can see apple. After the apple, we actually press the enter, and to denote the enter, what we use? New line character. So this is the first item from the file. You can see in the list we have a second item, mango, that is the second name in the file, and the third item is banana, that is the third name in the file, and the fourth name in the file. So that means read lines read the all contents from the file, but in form of a list. So read method will read it as a string. Read line will read as a string, but one line at a time, and the read lines will read everything, but in form of a list. In form of a list, and finally you close the file. So guys, I've told you 3 methods. Can you quickly respond what 3 methods we have done in reading the content? One method is, right? So there is a question from Mohan Kumar sir, why we don't get a new line after the last item? Can you guys see in the Kiwi, I don't see a new line. Why I don't see a new line? Because my cursor is still there. I have to press enter and save the content. And once I save the content, you guys see, I would get a new line in the Kiwi as well, right? So Mohan, is that you are asking, right? So that's how you guys, read the text, right? Now, I want to write I want to write, you know, into the file. So how to write into the file? So I'll just copy this code again. What changes I have to make? Guys, tell me what changes. Let's say I want to write into a file. So that file name, let me tell you, is fosc.txt. That is the name. And in that file, I want to write. So I have to change W. So instead of read mode, I have to specify. And this time I don't want to read the data. I want to write. So I have to use write method. And write method, what I can specify? I can specify a string that I have to write. So let's say I want to write the name of Sylvester. Sylvester Fernandez. That, the name. So this way, what I'm going to do, this is the new file I want to create. That will be created automatically. I don't have to, create. This code will create. Mode is W, and it writes the string Sylvester Fernandez. See guys, if I do this, I close the file and run it. Oh, there is invalid connection. Why it is so? Let me check, you guys. FP dot. Okay, let me check with that. If that is the case, is it working? Yeah, it's working. And now, okay, there was a syntax error, I think. Okay, now I got it. So I added an extra, and now I write, and there you can see. Where should be that file, guys? Files. I go to the files tab. And do you see a file with the fosc.txt? Yes, there is a file, and fosc.txt is there. And in the fosc.txt, you see the name is already written there, Sylvester Fernandez. So that was a quick introduction. Guys, you can write to any file. You can write to any file. It can be .txt, it can be .py, or it can have any extension. It can be image as well. You can write this way in the file, right? So guys, did you get a quick overview how we can read and write from the file, right? Guys, did you get it? It is a quick introduction, right? It's not a very complete, but yes, you can understand that, how to read and write from that, right? Sai Ram Charan, please do a Google and you will find the answer. Sai Ram, right? So please do a Google and you will, so this is how you can, actually, so this is how, right? So that was, now your mind will have a lot of questions around file handling. What I can suggest you guys that please do a Google and read more about file handling. That way, once you look for one thing, when you do a Google search, you find 4 more items, four more useful information around that, right? There was a question coming up, sir, where to practice, right? Where to practice? I tell you, couple of platforms, online platforms are there, right? Yes, Bhargavataran Madala, it is possible to handle file in other programming languages as well, right? Now, guys, there was a question that where to practice. There are couple of sites where you can go and practice for Python, What is that? One could be hacker rank. Other could be, right, hacker earth. Other could be code chef. Other could be code forces. Other could be codality, right? So there can be lot of uh, uh, you know stuff was there into that, right? So uh, now that's how you can practice. Now there is a question coming up from Aisha Sen. I'm not able to. So, how to convert a Python code to application? Is there any platform? So there are couple of ways you can do that. Maybe you can use a Flask, or maybe you can use a Django libraries. These are the two libraries to convert your code, Python code, into a application, right? Or maybe there is Sylvester saying that there is one more library called PyExe. Is that so, sir?
It's
Right.
PyExe, which is used to make a Windows exe so that anybody can click and run their program.
Hmm. Right. So this is how you guys uh, one more question coming up. Sai Kumar Baisani is saying, sir, some kind of notes. So, guys, there is a lot of stuff available on YouTube or in Google, right? So you can go there, read more about it. People generally keep asking, that what is the best book you can, what is the best book that you can, uh, uh, you know, uh, you can read on the Python. I think there are a lot of blogs available on Medium, right? There are a lot of blogs available on the Medium that you can go, and I can show you something around that. That on the Medium we have also a publication, right? So on the Medium we have created a publications Medium, and there you can go on the Fast Labs. There you will find a lot of so our interns or our students or our team members keep on writing about new articles and new topics there, and there you can see Fast Coding School. Actually, this is our office that you can see in the image, but now it's under lockdown, and we are starting online classes only. We started our online classes from January 2020, right? But we never knew that we will have to lock down our office, shut down our office. We have done a couple of sessions for faculties, for teachers as well. And there you can see there a lot of people have written. Sandeep, guys, the TA, which is part of this team. Sandeep has written a couple of articles there. So here you can see, so if you are interested, you can go there and read about them, right? So, quick introduction around that. Now, guys, Gopi is saying, sir, after the completion of the season, the recorded videos on YouTube are deleted. No, Gopi, we will not delete them. And I don't know if Google deletes or YouTube deletes, then I can't do anything, but we will not delete them. Don't worry about that. So they are not deleted; they are available, right? You can anytime go. So if you have not subscribed, please go and subscribe to the channel. In the future, even in the future, you get some new videos. You will get a notification there. You will get alert. Uh, 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 Thara. what is Coimbatore from Selvi, something Selvi from Coimbatore is saying, sir, can you please repeat the list unpacking? So let me guys, so what is the list unpacking is actually, you know, we have a list, and let's say I have a couple of items into this, right? And now I do a kind of assignment which is something like that, that I take three variables and I want to assign, different values from the list one, what I can write. So let's see how it is working. And in this way, basically, one goes to X, two goes to Y, and three goes to Z. And there you can see this is X, and this is Y, and this is Z. So how you get the values, right? That is how you can do that. Sairam Charan from Bangalore says, sir, are you only going to teach data analytics so that we will surely try to join that? Yes, Sairam, it is me and the Sylvester, sir. Both of us would be there to teach you, right? These Sylvester, sir, would be there, and I would also be there, right, Sairam? Drummond is saying, sir, can we overwrite unpacked variable? Yes, we can write. So now x is equal to 1, but I can do something like that. X is equal to 10. That is doable because now I can change the value of x at any time, because x and y and z are not tuple or not dictionary. They are just variable, right? So you can overwrite them as well. Jyotsna from go to Mukla, okay, I think it's her full name. Jyotsna go to Mukla, saying, sir, how to use dictionary in loop? Okay, so let me take a very, I think a couple of people have, Imtiaz is also asking the same question. Let me take a quick, Varsha at the same time is asking, sir, is there any separate class for deep learning and machine learning? Yes, there are separate courses available on deep learning and machine learning, Varsha. And if you're interested, you can join them in the future. You will get a notification or a message in case we have those there. So they are scheduled for May month. You can probably join them. Now, guys, listen what I'm telling you. Let's say I have a string str1 is equal to, let's say www.google.com, right? That's the string I have. I want to know, guys, I want to know that what is the frequency count of each character in the, or frequency count of each letter in the str1. So I want to know how many times W comes. I want to know how many times G comes. I want to know how many times O comes, and so on. So I want to know that. If you understand the problem, this is pretty much a dictionary kind of requirement, right? Because in dictionary, what we can make a letter as the key, and how many times it comes, it can become a value, right? So this way we can do a representation in form of a dictionary. But how to do that? So let's take a dictionary, dict1, which is initially blank. See this, right? And now run a loop using str1. So for each item in str1, right? Now I have to make a decision if, so if you see, guys, I want to make item as a key because item represents the character or the letter. So I say if item not in dict1, that means item is already not there in the dict1. What I can do in this case, I can make item as the key. So I can write this, and because this character was encountered for the first time, I have to set the value to 1. Else item is already there. Else, in case else item is already there, I have to just increment its value by 1, right? So what I can do in that case, dict1 item is equal to dict1 item, its previous value, and the value I have to just add 1. Why to add 1? Because adding 1 is basically increasing the count of that character, because that character is again coming in my string, right? And this way you should be able to manage your information in form of a dictionary. And now if I want to print the dict1 item, so see what comes in the dictionary. Can you guys see the output now? See the output here. You know, W comes 3 times, dot comes 2 times, G comes 2 times, O3, L1, E1, C1, and M1. This is how you use dictionary and the loop together. And basically, this is the concept that you have to use by solving that coding challenge assignment that Sylvester has explained to you today. This is the way you have to solve that problem. And it will require other things as well, but that's the basic building block that you have to use. Did you get it, guys? How dictionary has been used to find out the frequency count. Frequency count means how many times a particular character is coming in the string. That's a very interesting part here. We cannot modify the keys in the dictionary, Avinash, right? Vikas is saying, sir, a little confusion. Yeah, Vikas, go through this video again, understand more on the code, right? And then I think things would be clear to you. Or probably we can discuss more in tomorrow's class as well. Right. So guys, I have a question for you. Guys, would you like to make any suggestion for this kind of sessions? Right? Would you like to have us, would you like to comment anything that, how we can make it much better? Would you like to make any comment? So they're saying, so what about tomorrow's session? We'll discuss around the assignments in tomorrow's session and discuss around data analytics, ML, and deep learning AI kind of terminologies. We'll understand more around that. So guys, can you please suggest us? Sai Ramcharan from Bangalore is saying, sir, give simple assignments. Sai Ram, does everyone else in the class, have the same?
Sairam, if you really want to learn something, you need to brush up your skills. And that's only possible if you can attempt good questions to solve. Got it?
Jyotsna is saying that it was good enough. Keep doing the same way. No need of suggestions. Thank you, Jyotsna. Abhishek is saying that assignments are perfect, sir. No change required. Avinash Chavalpalli is increase the complexity of problems. So you will have a code, a mini project or code challenge. Avinash, you can solve that after the sessions, right? Gopi Saik is saying, sir, your delivery very well, sir. Thank you. Bhagya Lakshmi is saying, thank you for teaching, sir. Thank you. Nishant is saying, sir, as per my view, assignment should be added more, and for each question, little variation should be given. So Nishant is saying that you should add more, assignments. Kaushik Sankar Arun saying, sir, you are absolutely fine. Your pace is absolutely right, and almost everything about these classes are positive. Assignments are also perfect. Neha Saxena, sir, is good, sir. Please teach. No need to change. It's perfect. Thank you, Neha ji. From Vanaski. Susma is saying, thank you, sir, for the great session. Dhruman is saying, sir, please conduct a session on AI. We'll take a session on AI in the future, Dhruman. Vikas saying, sir, overall perfect session. Swati from Coimbatore is saying, nice session, sir. Sairam from Bangalore is saying that increase the time of teaching. Sweta Priya is saying that this is good enough, sir. Thank you for helping us. Chandrakala saying assignments are beautiful. No comments on that, especially providing solution to the next day are one of the best part. Yeah, thank you. Nishant is really, thank you so much, sir. You made the utilize this time for career development. Thank you, Nishant. Kasik Vishwanathan coming up with a suggestion along with the concepts. You can also tell how these things are applied in the real world applications like big projects in IT sector. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's a good suggestion, Kaushik. Thank you. Um, Uday is saying, sir, can you please explain about packages tomorrow? I'll explain tomorrow, Uday, don't worry, right? Uh, uh, Ayashe Sun, I'm sorry, sir, please conduct organized paid Android studio or basic app development, sir. Maybe we'll do it in the future. Abhishek is saying the way your smile sounds is sweet and your teaching style is superb. Thank you, Abhishek. Uh, Sashi Kumar is saying, sir, thank you for providing free teaching. Thank you, Sashi. Priyanka is saying, sir, very effective session, sir. Thank you. Imtiaz is saying, sir, can you send the further updates on upcoming courses through WhatsApp? Yes, we'll do. Imtiaz will send a message to you. Thank you, Imtiaz. Kaushik is saying, sir, please notify us about the future courses. Yeah, we'll do that. Uh, uh, Someone is saying that way of teaching is wow, you are really inspired instructor. Thank you, CESF. I'm sorry to take the name. I'm not able to do. Shreya Iyer is saying it's a good session, sir. Please conduct app development. We'll try to do that. Yeah, Sajana Dula, you can send your assignment tomorrow as well. Thank you. Puneet Raju is saying thank you so much, sir. Teja from Kannur district is saying, sir, I am a Java programmer. Until joining this, I was not interested in learning Python. Now I got a Python project and I felt I need to have a good base on Python. I attended many sessions, but seriously, this is the best one. Thank you, Teja. Uh, thank you. Krishna Teja, it's good enough. Thank you for your patience to clarify all of the doubts, even in the free of cost. Yes, Krishna, this is something like when you commit something, right? Once you announce that you are going to conduct a session, and this is the format of the session, right? Now, irrespective whether it's a paid session or whether it's a free session, you have to, follow what you have committed, right, Krishna? So that's what we do here. But sometimes, sometimes some of the questions are skipped, but they are not intentional, right? And if you feel that your question was left out, maybe you can ask in the next session or maybe you can mail out. We'll try to answer it, to our best of capabilities. Imtiaz saying, sir, you and Sylvester sir are perfect. Thank you, Imtiaz. Likita is saying, thank you, sir, for giving free session. It's really helping me. Thank you. Abhishek saying, thank you for teaching Python and develop Python skills, sir. Thank you for teaching. Yeah, thank you. So, Dhruman Das, can we use Python to run programs written in other programming languages? That is possible, right? Swati is saying more concepts in less time. I learned new things, which is more important in my future. Thank you, sir. And I like the way you speak. Thank you, Swati. Please do join our course, which is coming from 4th May. Bemus in physics. This week's session gave a good opinion on Python. Thank you, sir. I thank FostTech for your free session. Need more sessions like this. Thank you. Likhita, is embedded background students benefited? I think data analytics is a kind of a domain where, if you are from EC or CS or electrical, it doesn't matter. As long as, you can solve some problems, you can understand the data. Data analytics is a good option, good career. A lot of jobs are available in the data analytics nowadays, so you can go Palagiri. Krishna saying, sir, is there any session on Java? I think we'll take a session in the Java in the future. Imtiaz, yes, tomorrow's session also going to be around 2 hours, right? Jagdish saying, thank you, sir, for your wonderful time. Thank you. Shreya Iyer is saying, sir, does FOSC has branch in Pune? No, Shreya. You don't need a branch, right? We are coming to you online, so why you need a branch in Pune? Kashik Shankar Arun is saying that, sir, please notify about the amount and the modify about the payment for data analytics course. The caustic, the fee is very cheap. This course is like, very cheap. You can join that, all right? And information will come to you over WhatsApp. Don't worry about that, right? Um, Hemant saying, sir, thank you for giving me a chance to learn Python. Yeah. Mathili Rao is saying, sir, you teach really very well, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mathili. Where you come from, Mathili? What's your city name? Druman Das is saying, sir, is data analytics part of data science? Yes, data analytics is part of data science. Isai saying, sir, I'm weak in maths. Is data analytics is tough for me? No, it won't be tough for you. You can join that, right? The guys fee is just 500 rupees for the program for 5 days program. Just fee is just 500, and this you are going to learn amazing things during that course. Amazing things during that course. I have to explicitly mention the fees because a lot of people are asking the same question. Fee is just 500 rupees for 5 days, right? Just 500 rupees. Mathili is from UDP, Bangalore. I think it's near to Bangalore, right? UDP has a couple of companies I know, right? There's a very famous company who made applications, who's making applications. Yeah, Karnataka, UDP, yeah. Krishna Tejai sir, can I know, sir, how this certificate would be helpful for us for future? Krishna, so basically first you develop the skills, right? And whenever you go for some interview, you can mention that you have a certificate on certain skills, and you should be able to answer those questions which are related to your certificate or which are related to your course, right? Certificate will only add a value, but if you're not able to answer the questions, then certificate has no value. So you have to develop the right skills. Then only certificate is going to help you, right? Veda is saying, sir, thank you so much for golden apple. Very useful. um, thank you, Veda. So guys, I think we can close the session now and we'll meet tomorrow, 5 p.m. Same time. Nitya, Nithu, thank you, Nitya. I have a problem in taking your name, so sorry for that, guys. Mohan Kumar saying thank you, sir. Yeah. So Joman also saying. So guys, see you tomorrow, and interesting stuff coming up for tomorrow as well. Thank you. Bye bye.